Hello and welcome to Blogsprout. I'm LJ. Today I'm going to go through my income report for my sister site, which I started in October 2022. So this is the second month for November. I'm a little bit behind because I was sick and traveling and the holidays, everything. So spoiler alert, there's not much that happened this month, unfortunately. It is not moving as quickly as my other site. I'm running into significantly more issues. So let's just jump right in. So as usual, the same structure. I'm just going to go through the general milestones, the number of articles that are posted, the page views and search console results, backlinks, and we finally get into income expenses. Again, spoiler alert, there's not much. So milestones, the goals for this month are to get 30 articles, get the site indexed, and I wanted to get the AdSense approval. As you can see, I got the first two started, I'll say, but did not get ad approval. So the milestones, I finally got the site indexed with Google and Bing, not fully indexed, unfortunately, just starting to be indexed, which is a little bit frustrating. So the major activities, the things that I did, so I did try to do instant indexing to get rank math to initiate the indexing. I think that worked. Again, I just did that for a couple of the articles I thought were going to be most valuable to kind of get the process going, and now I'm just letting it sit for, for Google and Bing to do its work. So articles, I posted 34 articles. Again, I say this every time, but they're around 1,000 words. Some are as low as 700, some are as high as 1,500, but I don't really have any really long articles. So page views, this was a bit confusing because for some reason, in Google it said I had 1,200 page views. Don't quite know. I haven't added to Azoic, so I don't have any of those metrics yet. But I essentially have zero, because if we look at the actual Google Analytics, you'll see that it does say 12,000, but that was from not one day, a couple days where we saw that peak and down, and it was direct, not organic. So, it's probably some bot or something that shouldn't be recognized, but it was. So I think from here on out, I'm going to say there was essentially zero, or at least I'll say 16 maybe. So if we look at Search Console, I got almost 2,000 impressions for this month too. That's not bad. It's still at average position 41, so it's a bit behind, but I got 9 clicks from Google. If we look at Bing, I got 16 clicks over the course of its lifetime, and 4 clicks this month, which is really interesting that it is less than half, but it's only 100 impressions. So I think compared to my my current site, I don't think I'm going to get as much traffic from Bing. If you know my main site, I get only about 60% of my traffic from Google and the rest from other sources, which seems unusual in this business. So it'll be interesting to see if this site follows more of that pattern. As you can see, there's only 13 indexed pages at the end of month 2, and I have over 50 articles on there. So this is just with the 13 pages that it has indexed. But it is, at a position 4, so this is giving me some indication of how it's going to perform, and it's not nearly going to do as well as my other site per article. So according to SEMrush, I'm ranking for about 200 keywords, it says, most of them informational. Again, I expect it to be a very similar distribution as my main site. Most of it's going to be informational, but I definitely do want to think about transactional moving forward. So SEMrush, keyword positions, 8 of them changed. I lost 4, apparently improved 3. Again, it's not all that valuable when the site really hasn't been doing much. So backlink wise, Ubersuggest says I have 1 backlink and 9 organic monthly traffic, so that's actually pretty close. Domain authority of 3 somehow, even though there's nothing on the site. SEMrush has nothing. It says I have 3 organic search. Again, this is really not much going on. Bing does say I have 1 referring domain. And Google hasn't collected any data, so likely not any Not any backlinks. So income, nothing. I don't have any. I do have some affiliate links in there, but I haven't gotten any clicks yet. I mean, with 16 visits, the likelihood of them even clicking through one is less than one person out of the 16. So it's very unlikely that I would get income, but I haven't been approved for ads either, so the monthly income is 0. But fortunately, I didn't spend anything on this site either. So at this point, I spent some money on the domain, which I purchased, and I did ask for a little bit of work on Fiverr, which didn't turn out to be very good. So we'll see at the end how much I'm actually in the hole, but it's not much, so I don't feel too bad. So lessons learned. So the problems that I faced this month is that I was missing the Google Analytics code for a few days. I'm not sure what happened. The way I have my site structured, whenever I update the theme, I have to reinsert the Google Analytics code, and I'm not quite sure how to get around that. So if someone has any suggestions, I don't want to use the Sitekit, Google Sitekit app. So if anybody has any other suggestions or ways to get around that, I would love to hear it in the comments. So I also have very slow indexing, both on Bing and Google. So I reached out to Bing asking what was going on, and they basically said, well, your site's been indexed. It seems like it's just slow to be indexed, but everything on your end is set up correctly. So I actually heard back, which was great to hear, but unfortunately I'm just on the waiting game. And the other problem is I did try to get AdSense approval and I was not approved. So I'm going to continue to build up the site. Again, there's not really any traffic, so I'm not in a rush to get the approval. And I think getting more traffic will help the approval. Kind of go hand in hand. So goals for month 3, not a ton of goals, to be honest. And as you can tell, this video is coming out basically at the end of month 3. So we'll see if I even reach these 2 goals. My goal is always get 30 articles published and really just get the site fully indexed so that at the beginning of the new year, I know the site's kind of on track and ready to go, and I can kind of continue with the strategy. The watch out is ad approval. I'm not totally sure why I didn't get ad approval the first time, but again, I'm not in a rush. It's not doing very well, so I'm not really leaving any money on the table. So if we look at the overview, again, I have 56 articles total published. I have 0 income through any of my sources. And my expenses were $42. So that was for the domain and the Fiverr work. So I'm only $42 in the hole. That should be a negative 42. So, you know, I don't want to keep putting effort into the site if it doesn't continue to grow, but I'm also very interested for you guys to be doing this work to give you another perspective. Because obviously my first site was really, really good and performed really well really quickly. So this one seems to be a little bit more on track with what's more typical. So I think it could be really valuable to, to see this growth, hopefully. I know that the sister site is going to need a different strategy, and I think that's potentially where it's failing, is that I'm trying to use the exact same strategy in the other site where this topic needs to be what I talk about, what I write about needs to be a bit different. So this is a very quick update compared to usual because there was not much to report. I'm still having issues with indexing, but I am publishing. It has been at least indexed. You can find my site on Google and I have a couple clicks. So a couple clicks is a good start. But, at this point on my first site, I had already made I think like $30 or something. So I was really on track there. So it's not as fun doing it this way, but it definitely, I think, will help you guys see kind of another perspective of this process. So as always, thanks for watching. I'm LJ. This is Blog Sprout. Please like and subscribe or comment. I try to reach every comment and respond to them, or you can contact me by email. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.